Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, depending on where you're from in the world. This morning, I wanted to do an impromptu live. First of all, to introduce myself, I am Charlotte Punt. I'm a nutritional therapist. I live in Germany. However, I am a South African, and I lived in the Middle East for 18 years. So I have a very unique background of experiences and stuff where I understand what it's like to go through different types of stresses. So I also am a mother of 3 children. They are now 3 teenagers. The oldest soon to be 18, middle 16, the youngest soon to be 15. So I wanted to come on here this morning and I wanted to share something very specific with you, something that I've been through myself, and I think that there's sometimes a lot of misunderstanding around this topic. And one of the things is perimenopause. So perimenopause is the phase of life where your body is busy preparing for menopause. And a lot of us in our 30s, we think that we are going through perimenopause. It's because we've got all these symptoms. And so I specifically want to make this live focused on those in the 30s who do experience the symptoms of perimenopause, and you are like wondering, am I too young to go through perimenopause? Now, the technical answer is no, you are not too young, but the question is, why are you going through it at your age? So I've been through it myself. And so my findings was that when you go through these symptoms so young, when your body is not really yet preparing for menopause, because menopause is when you are in your 50s, but when you are in your 30s and you are starting to experience perimenopausal symptoms, there can be a couple of things that are contributing to it. Now, like I say, been there, done that, been through it. So I would like to share with you some of my findings that I did through the years, and that also helped me to overcome the struggles of these symptoms. So let's look quickly at what type of symptoms do you experience when you go through perimenopause. Well, one of the things is night sweats, hot flashes. You have anxiety. Everything seems to be drying up. You don't have any tolerance for stress. And there is so many different things that you can experience when you go through these hormonal changes. So the question is, why in your 30s are you experiencing these changes? Now, from a nutritional perspective, this is what I found. When we go through stress, it depletes our body of nutrients. And what type of stresses can this be? Well, it can be that you're going through emotional stress. It can be physical stresses. It can be work stress. It can be financial stress. It can be relational stress. It can be so many different things. It can be kids. So when I was in my 30s, I went through a phase of about 3 years of intense stress. And the first thing that we as women do when we go through stress is we don't look after ourselves. We just try to survive. And now that is a normal human instinct, that when you have so much to deal with, you are just trying to survive. And what is happening to your body in this stage is your body is being depleted of so much nutrients that your liver is starting to struggle to detoxify of the excess estrogens. Your gut is becoming imbalanced. Your stomach is not digesting properly anymore. So you're sitting with all this gas and bloating and all of these things, and you're starting to struggle to sleep. So when your body is in this state of stress, then your body is being depleted of essential nutrients. Now, these nutrients are usually vitamin B, or the complex of vitamin Bs, vitamin D, magnesium, zinc, omega-3s, vitamin C. And when we go through these periods of stress, we have to make sure that we are replenishing our bodies, because when our body is so depleted, it starts to influence our hormones. And when I'm saying hormones, I'm not just focusing on the sex hormones like estrogen, progesterone. When you go through stress, your insulin is also affected, because stress increases your cortisol, and then it increases your blood glucose, and then your insulin is increased. So all of these kind of things contribute. So the things that we can do when we are in our 30s and we're experiencing perimenopausal symptoms, I want you to know that there is great hope for you to overcome the season of hormonal imbalances. And the best way for you to do it is through diet and lifestyle. And what can you do? So if your gut is struggling, there is so many different things that can go on. Either you can have low stomach acid, which stress affects it. Stress can lower your stomach acid. You can have dysbiosis, meaning the balance of good and bad microbes in your gut is imbalanced, and you might have too much bad microbes. Your diet might be focused on comfort food, and maybe you drink alcohol to manage your stress or something like that. All of these things affect our gut and our liver. And in order to resolve this, we have to look at diet and exercise, and then obviously lifestyle changes as well. So sleep is an extremely big component of detoxifying the body, balancing hormones, and healthy body, brain, gut, everything overall. So the important thing is for you to focus on is your diet. And what does a healthy diet look like? You need to make sure that you get sufficient protein in. Ladies are most often the ones that are not getting sufficient protein in. So if you are not getting sufficient protein in, your body is going to struggle, because the proteins, if you are eating meat, they come with essential fats as well. And your hormones, like progesterone and estrogen, which are steroid hormones, are based off of cholesterol. Your body needs the cholesterol in order to make these hormones. So if you are in your 30s and you are experiencing hormonal imbalances, you have to look at your diet. Are you getting the essential proteins in the right amount for your body and your activity levels? Are you getting the right amount of proteins? Are you getting the right amount of fiber? Why is fiber important? Fiber is important because it binds to used up estrogens so your body can detoxify it. So the first thing that happens with stress is that it depletes the progesterone and the estrogen increases. And why is there that imbalance? Because we are not detoxifying the estrogens sufficiently, and we are not providing the body with all the nutrients needed to make progesterone. So you need to look at protein, fiber, and then fat. Fat is very important for the body. Now, like I said, your hormones need cholesterol for its production. If you don't have sufficient cholesterol in your diet, your body cannot produce the hormones needed. So you need to get healthy fats. So when I say healthy fats, we think of butter, we think of tallow, lard, we think of olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil. So these are the type of fats that you need in your diet. And processed foods are not rich in healthy fats. They are, in fact, very rich in inflammatory omega-6s because they are so highly processed. Now, our bodies does need omega-6 as well, but the imbalance of omega-3 versus omega-6 causes that the body promotes inflammation. This is why you will always hear people say omega-3 is important, because if you just eat a standard diet, regardless of where you live, because across the globe, if you look at the standard diet of the country, you're going to find processed foods and junk foods and high carb foods and all of those kind of things. So you need to make sure that you get sufficient high quality omega-3s and also high quality omega-6s. So this is all done through diet. So how do we balance our hormones when we are in our 30s and we are starting to experience perimenopause? Well, you eat the protein needed for your body. You get around 25 to 30 grams of fiber in per day. And then around 60, depending on what size you are, it can be something between 40 and even 75 grams of fats per day. So it all depends on your own body. It's not something that I can tell you, okay, this is what you need, because it's dependent on your body. But when we work together, I can help you and I can guide you figuring out how much is that you need. However, if you want to do this alone at home, you have to start with balancing your diet, all these macronutrients I just showed. Then you have to supplement, supplement will be the best. Magnesium. Make sure that your diet is rich in zinc foods. Zinc is extremely important for your hormones. Magnesium is extremely important for your hormones. Vitamin D3. If you are living anywhere where you cannot get sufficient vitamin D3 exposure, sun exposure, which will then convert to vitamin D3 in the body, you have to supplement with a high quality vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 is extremely important for balancing hormones. So you need omega-3s, you need vitamin D3, you need magnesium, you need zinc, and you need B vitamins and vitamin C. These are the most important nutrients to focus on. So if you are going through stress, or if you are an athlete and you exercise all the time and you sweat all the time and you are not replenishing your body with sufficient electrolytes, vitamin C, B vitamins, you are depleting your body. So even super athletes can have hormonal imbalances because they are depleting their body, because they're putting their body under chronic stress. So you have to make sure that you are giving your body what it needs. Now, for females, we need sleep, we need good nutrition, we need that fiber to detoxify that extra estrogens, we need the fats, and we, like I said, the sleep, and we need to avoid alcohol as far as possible. Alcohol is very carb rich, so we need to avoid the alcohol, because alcohol also promotes gut dysfunction. So it creates an imbalance in your gut microbes. So stay away from the alcohol. I mean, every now and again, if you want to, have a drink to celebrate something or it's a special occasion, go for it. But make sure that you replenish your body with what you need. And then exercise. Now, if you are in this phase where your body is chronically stressed, you're not sleeping well, you're having these perimenopausal symptoms, hot flashes, night sweats, dry eyes, itchy ears, you name it. There's a whole list of different things that people experience. If you are going through this, please, please, please do yourself the favor. Go for walks. A walk can help you completely de-stress. So it helps your body. Well, number one, it helps the liver. It helps the liver. If you have a fatty liver, it helps the liver break down fats. And I'm not just talking about the relaxed walk. It just break a little bit of a sweat. Go for walks, at least 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, if whatever you can manage. You will feel so refreshed. Been there, done that. It's the best thing ever. Now, I know we come up with all these excuses why we don't have time or why we can't. Now, since moving to Germany, trust me, I've been full of excuses too. The weather is crazy, and going for walks wasn't the thing that I found is working for me here. So, but do go for walks. Make sure you get sunshine. Make sure that you try your best to sleep early at night. You need that extra sleep, especially if you are struggling to sleep at night. Go to bed earlier and make sure that if and when you can, take a nap if that's what you need, but do that. And then another thing, I want you to focus on an anti-inflammatory diet. Now, what is an anti-inflammatory diet? Well, there's so many different things that can contribute to inflammation in the body, and this is very bio-individual. Like, for instance, me, I have a form of a dairy intolerance. Now, I don't have an allergy to it, but I don't tolerate dairy very well. It causes inflammation for me. And since moving to Germany, I had to go back onto dairy because I couldn't find a high quality cashew milk, which is my favorite. And so I went back onto dairy. So dairy for me personally is inflammatory. I avoid gluten as far as possible. So gluten is inflammatory. Reason why is because most people, about 99% of people, 98% of people, cannot break down gliadins, which is the proteins found in gluten or gluten-like foods. So dairy, gluten, those are the basics. And then there's soy. Some people have sensitivities to eggs. Some people has sensitivities to corn. Some people have sensitivities to blueberries, one of the most anti-inflammatory foods. So this is why I say that when you go on an anti-inflammatory diet, it is all bio-individual. It's depending on what can your body tolerate. Now, but focusing on the foods that reduces inflammation, which is fiber. Fiber will help you reduce inflammation. It will help you reduce excess estrogen. It will clear out. It also controls cholesterol. So it will help your body. And also cruciferous vegetables specifically contain chemicals or chemical structures which is very important for your liver to detoxify estrogen. And then there's carrots. Carrots is known, when I was going through my journey, the one thing I found everywhere is a carrot a day keeps the estrogen at bay. So it helps you to detoxify estrogens because of all the fiber and some other stuff as well. So carrots are important. Cruciferous vegetables are important. Low carb vegetables. So avoid all the highly processed breads, pastas, all of these kind of things because they increase your blood glucose. When your blood glucose is elevated, it promotes inflammation, which is the one thing that will cause hot flashes. Hot flashes is a sign that you have inflammation. Because if you think about it, if you cut yourself and it's starting to heal, it inflames. It's red around it. So this is exactly what happens in the body. When there is damage in the body, there's inflammation. Now, we need to inflame to heal. So, but if that is acute inflammation, but when we have chronic low-grade inflammation, it causes more damage. So, and this is what we want to address. We want to remove the things that are causing chronic low-grade inflammation. Now, high blood glucose is one of them, or if it's not high blood glucose, then dysregulated blood glucose. If it's up and down the whole day, you don't want that. So you want a nice, well, you want little spikes and drops. That's fine. But we want blood glucose that will serve us. Now, so high blood glucose needs to be controlled. Your activity levels need to be focused on. All of these kind of things, because breaking a sweat reduces inflammation. It helps the body detoxify. So it helps your body heal. This is why movement, breaking a sweat, is so important. So just for you guys out there, if you are in your 30s and you have been wondering, are you going through perimenopause? Why at my age is this happening? I want you to look at what is your stress levels. Because stress is the one thing that will deplete your body from progesterone. Well, it will deplete the nutrients responsible for making progesterone. So focus on reducing the stress, managing the stress if it's not something that you can reduce, managing your stress by going out in nature, getting sunlight in your eyes, sleep when you can, take a warm bath, take a nice shower, just do something for yourself to reduce the stress. Okay, because the stress is inflammatory. And stress depletes the nutrients to make progesterone. So you want to focus on reducing stress, getting the sleep that you need, correcting your diet, supplementing specific nutrients so that your body can restore balance. This can take up to 3-4 months for you to just kind of restore balance again if you do it with focus. If you focus on your diet, your lifestyle, your movement, and all of these kind of things, if you focus on it, there is hope. Now, this is just a quick impromptu live I wanted to do this morning because I feel that the 30-year-olds that is experiencing perimenopause symptoms are always left out of the discussion. They are just grouped with perimenopause. Now, it's different. you can go through perimenopause symptoms without being in perimenopause. Been there, done that. I was one of those. So please look at your diet, look at your lifestyle, look at your sleep. Give your body what it needs. Your body is like a factory. If it doesn't get in what it needs, it cannot make what it needs. So look after yourself. And if you have any more questions, just send me a message and I will help you through it. So anyway, guys, this was just a quick live, very impromptu, just off the top of my head. And that's why it was a rumble as well. But anyway, have a lovely Sunday, and until we meet again, Thursday evening for our Hashimoto's discussion. Well, have a lovely day. Bye.